Hello, it's Peter Wright and Kathleen Beauvais in Ontario, Canada, with episode number 25 of the Yakking podcast. This is where we talk about life, business, and more, and we bring you tips and ideas for a changing world, and it really is a changing world at the moment. As always, we have interesting guests on our show, and we have a particularly interesting guest for you today. But first, I need to welcome Kathleen in Kitchener. How are we doing, Kathleen?
We're doing very well. Thank you so much for asking, Peter. And thank you to all of you for tuning in. We really appreciate you. And yes, in fact, we do have another very special guest with us today. Her name is Lisa McDonald. She is with the Greater Kitchener-Waterloo Chamber of Commerce. So welcome, Lisa. Thank you for joining us today. And how about we start with the most basic question? Can you explain to us what the function of a Chamber of Commerce is exactly?
Sure. A Chamber of Commerce is a not-for-profit, membership-driven association that advocates on behalf of businesses in the community in which it serves. In addition, it also helps to connect and grow the business community through a wide array of networking events, educational seminars, and member reward offerings.
Interesting. Thanks, Lisa. So tell me, for a small business or medium size or even a large corporation, what's the benefits of joining a chamber?
Well, there is several. There's something for everyone, regardless of your industry or your business size. Chamber membership conveys credibility and stability to your customers. Being a member of the chamber will open a door to many contacts that can help you grow your business through the power of referrals and networking. And chamber membership helps in many ways with cost savings and discounts through our member rewards, educational events, seminars, and advocacy. Each will help all sizes of businesses. So there's something for everyone.
That's great. I'm not a member of your chamber, obviously, because I live in a different area up in Woodstock, up the road from you guys. When I think back to a very early part of my career and I was involved in the export business, I remember our local Chamber of Commerce was of great assistance to exporters with special documents. I think that's another one of your services, isn't it?
Yes, we provide that as well. Chamber members just have to make an appointment, and right now, especially when we're not in the office, so if you make an appointment, if you have export documentation, we can assist with that.
Super. Thanks, Lisa. Kathleen, over to you.
So describe what your role is within the Chamber of Commerce, Lisa. What do you do?
Yeah, well, I really want to see local businesses grow and succeed. Whether it's getting them the info they need with government assistance, setting them up online with their Shop KW trial, assisting with branding opportunities, or helping to connect others to networking events. I'm really a community-focused person. I've lived in Kitchener-Waterloo all of my life, so seeing it thrive and grow is something that I really want to see happen.
Can you tell us a little bit more about that Shape KW trial that you were just talking about?
The Shop KW platform is with the Chamber of Commerce, and we have all of our members up on it with a free profile. And with it, now you can have an upgraded package for 90 days when you sign up to change and use it to promote your business. You could sell products if you have services. There's a lot to that platform, so I'd be happy to speak to anybody about that if you need more info.
Excellent.
Great. Lisa, as we all know, we are operating under very strange circumstances at the moment with the shutdown due to the coronavirus, or COVID as it's called. So what has the Chamber had to do differently to cope with these different circumstances?
Well, the Chamber became the voice of business and partnered with some local organizations, the Waterloo EDC, Cambridge Chamber, and Communitech, to form what is known as the Best WR organization. There were many information webinars created by the Chamber that are available on our website for viewing. There have been Chamber networking events and that have gone virtual. And when I speak to anybody, they're really, really appreciative of them and how they work. And that's really what brought me here today, because I was speaking to Kathleen after Chamber Academy event during the networking and brainstorming session. I learned about the podcast, and then I went and listened to it right after.
Good.
That's wonderful. We're honored for that. Thank you, Lisa. What have you noticed about how businesses have been coping in general What has been your take from the Chamber's perspective on what you're hearing from businesses and what they're doing?
Sure. Well, I think we're very lucky. We're in a very innovative community. Many businesses have let me know they are spending more time online and are ready to implement a digital strategy. So I really think that that has happened to make everyone aware of how important it is to shop local, support local. All of these different things that people are trying are really going to help our community.
Very good. So any more ideas on how people can support the local community?
Yeah, I would start by thinking about where you're purchasing your items and where those items were manufactured. When it comes to service providers that don't sell a product, connect with local ones over the phone and learn about what they do. Even your choices when it comes to where you eat can make a big difference to a small business. And referring business to local companies and establishments or posting testimonials on their websites are great and really help amplify everybody's messages.
Great.
Excellent. What's coming up with the Chamber of Commerce for KW specifically?
Yeah, so we have 3 more virtual events coming in the next few weeks. There's a Chamber Younger Professionals Rapid Fire Networking event, as well as the Manufacturing Summit happening soon. And then at the beginning of July, there will be another speed networking session. So really, I just suggest keeping your eye on the Chamber website and finding the events that best suit your needs.
So most of them I would take are still being done virtually, right?
Yes, at the moment. And it's great because we're getting actually a lot of people who wouldn't normally be able to come to an event, maybe because of timing or having not the right time for it or organizational wise, that they can just hop on these virtual events really quickly and make a lot of connections.
And I have to tell you, I'm a member of the Chamber of Commerce and absolutely love being a member because all the different networking events have been so invaluable, especially to small business owners. But I've actually enjoyed the virtual events that you've hosted. I think they've been very well put together. I think it's business as usual from the Chamber's perspective, I would gather. What has the feedback generally been on your virtual events?
So we really have to commend our events team on the Chamber team. They have really gone out of their way to find a great platform that represents us well. It's called Hop-In, and it has a lot of different functions. So it is way more than a Zoom call. You get to have one-on-one networking. There's stages. We can have exhibit booths. So depending on the event we're hosting and having, there's a lot of different functions, and people are really responding to it.
Excellent.
I've been to many of your events in the past, and I actually really enjoy the speed networking. If anybody out there is familiar with speed dating, not that I have been, but speed networking is just absolutely fabulous because you get to meet so many different people in a very short amount of time, but then you get to exchange business cards and contact information and be able to connect with them afterwards. It's such a wonderful opportunity. And so thank you for that. Peter, do you have anything else?
Yeah, I was just going to say, being an old guy with a grey beard, so I am a bit beyond speed dating and speed networking. What I really enjoyed, Kathleen, was I think twice last year you invited me to be your guest at Business After 5 events for the Chamber. And we met lots of interesting people. And some of whom, I remember on the one event, the gentleman who was representing the host had an interest in Woodstock, so we had something in common. So I enjoyed those events, and I miss not being able to go to them in real life right now. So that was that. So I'm going to, in a moment, Lisa, going to ask you for contact details, but I want to stress that it's not just for local people, because the KW area or the Waterloo region has a reputation right across North America as being the Silicon Valley of the North, right? The hub of innovation and digital know-how and coding and things way beyond my intelligence level. But I know that that's a fact. So your chamber is a good contact point for anyone from anywhere over North America or the world, correct?
Yeah, well, thank you. Yes.
what sort of services could you give someone, say, from Europe, who said, we need to get in contact with a high-powered development company, for instance, in your area? You would be able to point them in the right direction?
Yes, for sure. And our website has it has a directory of all of our chamber members on it as well. So it's searchable. If you put in the topic that you're looking for, you'll be able to find someone. And if not, the chamber staff's always here to assist anyone in any way.
Great. And leading on from that, do you have people who can speak many of the other languages that people might want to converse in, should they contact you?
Yep, we have we have obviously a whole membership. We would have a diverse membership, and we have people on staff. Plus, we would have translators that we could refer people to as well as part of the membership.
Excellent. What about advising people from overseas about government regulations, for instance, all the boring admin type things one has to get used to if one wants to invest or move into a new company? You can obviously provide that sort of backup to overseas or foreign investors.
Yeah, and right now we've been sending our members daily updates from the government. A lot of it is COVID related, but
Sure.
We've been hearing that our members have been sharing that with the people that they work with as well. So I know one company who is part of an international company, and he has been sharing it with the other admins and managers with the company worldwide, because it is a comprehensive list from trusted sources.
Great. Oh, that's really good. And then the chamber, I would imagine, is in contact with chambers all around the world, because most countries have something similar. They might have a different name for it, but
Right.
so that would be part of the network too, I gather.
Well, we are very close contact for sure with the Ontario Chamber of Commerce and the Canadian Chamber of Commerce, and that really helps in the advocacy portion of what we do to represent our members and get things changed that really can help businesses in our community.
Super. So Lisa, how do people contact the chamber? What's the website URL?
Yep, it's greaterkwchamber.com.
Okay. And they can find any other contact details they might need on their website, correct?
Right, for
Excellent.
sure. There's a lot on there. There's a lot of great information. I encourage everyone just to hop on, explore, and you'll learn something new, maybe even about others that you could connect with, work with, or what we're doing in the community.
Thanks, Lisa.
Actually,
We have a couple of minutes left, so I'm going to throw this one back to Kathleen, who is a long-time resident of your area. Because we have a little bit of time, Kathleen, you tell our listeners and viewers some of the things you like about living in the Kitchener-Waterloo area.
well, actually, I had a question for Lisa.
Okay, well, carry on.
Well, one of the things that I like about the chamber, of course, is the peer-to-peer groups and the mentorship programs, and I think it's such a lovely opportunity for other business owners, from corporate worlds to small business to from all walks, that get together and share their knowledge with each other. And so there's something for everybody, isn't there? So if I was in need of some advice, I know the peer-to-peer groups are, for marketing help, for organizational help. Is there anything you can add to that, Lisa?
Well, yeah, the peer-to-peer groups are something that we offer all of our members. It's free to our members, so it really encourages just building those bonds with others in the community as well. So learning from one another. It's really, sometimes you're a one-person marketing team. You have other people then to bounce ideas off of, get feedback, learn their challenges, and maybe be able to provide some insight to someone else who's having an issue as well.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Your time, and Peter, I'll throw it back to you.
Okay, and I'm going to put in a plug in for my little city, which is a few miles up the road from yours, and that is here in Woodstock, which is a much smaller city. It's a nice little place, so for anyone who wants to look a little further afield, we are up the road. So that's my plug for my little city. Lisa, again, thank you really very much. It's going to be I think, a lot of use for people who want to know more about the Chamber. It was great having you. And that's it for today's episode. And we'll be back in a couple of days with another episode of the Yakking podcast. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Kathleen.
Thank you.
Goodbye to our listeners. Bye.